discuss, and I would love to hear your questions. So today we're discussing again the structure of Intellect program, which is an amazing program that's all about training the brain to think better, to be able to achieve higher results. So it's mainly for students that are between 5 and 20 years of age, but you know, adults can also benefit from that. Why? Because it's a program that helps old people and young people alike, and it helps them by training their brain to be able to, again, think better. But what do I mean by think better? So this is all, it all comes back to the to J.P. Guilford, who discovered that, hold your breath, actually intelligence is not just a number. Okay? Hi Qadra, good to see you joining. Intelligence is not just a number, so it's not IQ. So from now on, if they tell you intelligence is all about an IQ, that's wrong. Because our intelligence, anyone's intelligence, or the capacity to understand, to analyze, to be creative, and all of these things, they're related to what we call cognitive skills. Thank you for all the likes. Hello, Dua, good to see you joining. So, intelligence or our brain power is linked to cognitive skills. And those cognitive skills, they're actually related to three different things: how we interact with the content. Okay, what do I mean by how do we? Okay, well, I'm talking a little bit things that are not very clear. Let me be more clear. So when we say we interact with the content, we mean by that if we just understand it, memorize it, analyze it. So that's our interaction with a content, how we understand it. Then the second category is how specific, detailed, or general it is. So if we can understand units, or we understand relationships, or we understand systems, or even we understand transformation. Like for example, I'll give you a very simple example of transformation. Some like landscape designer, he or she can just see a garden, let's say, and in their mind they can draw the new concept that they can transform this garden into. Okay, so that's transformation. Okay, and among cognitive skills also is our ability to either be creative, or be if we can evaluate, if we can process. So all of these are under something we call cognitive skills, and this was pinpointed by J.P. Guilford, and he was someone who studied Marines originally, because they saw that Marines, all like 200 maybe, they had the same skills, they were built, they were clever and everything, but when they came to the test, only 50 made it. He was so gabsma. Sorry, I used the wrong word. He was so astonished. And after doing his research, he was able to identify 150 cognitive skills that actually determine our ability to interact with the information that we receive, to be able to understand, to memorize, to evaluate, to be creative, to deduce. Okay, so that's a good news for us, right? Because now it's not like our brain has a score, or we have to live with that score from birth till later, right? So we have a brain. Its proper functioning relies on cognitive skills, and since I mentioned skills, this tells us what? That those skills can be developed. Yep, you heard me right. They can be developed, which means that what we before, long time ago, believed that there was like an IQ, someone is born intelligent, or that's how much they can, that now is a myth. That now is not true. Okay? Because we can develop our skills, we can develop our ability to understand, to work with information, to process, to evaluate, to be creative, and all of these are things that we can develop. Now, there's so much talk about the brain. It's like the hot topic because initially we believed the brain was fixed, right? A certain number of neurons you're born with, and the number of neurons is determined your ability or not to do things or not. But now there's something called neuroplasticity, which is the ability of the brain to develop more connections, and the more connections you have, the greater the ability you have in terms of something. What do I mean by that? Still some Chinese. Yeah. So I'll give you an example that has been spoken about a lot. Maybe you came across it. Like, for example, the basketball player. When they're, like, if you're interested in basketball, if any of you tuned in are interested in basketball, once you start training, you miss probably 70% of your shots. Fine. Does that mean you cannot play basketball? No, it only means you're not proficient enough. So what do? You practice. You practice, you keep repeating those shots. And with every shot you shoot, nice rhyme, yeah? So with every shot you shoot, then you have more connections in your brain that are formed. What does that mean? Hi Ashraf, thank you for joining. Hi Khalid. What does it mean you have more connections? Meaning that this shot that you are practicing, it's becoming more and more second nature. What does it mean, second nature? There are so many connections in your brain that were made that now you know, as if you were born with this, you know that you now miss maybe 10%, 3% of your shots. Okay? So that's neuroplasticity. I'll give you another example. Actually, every single sport. Now, we say that there's talent, they're born with it. No one is born with it. Now, how do we differentiate between those that are excellent at something and those that are not so good? Or probably they're good, but they're not stars. Okay? The difference is your passion, how much you give into something. Okay? Now, definitely, someone who's very tall will be more successful in basketball. Someone who's more short will be more successful maybe in football. So it depends. Okay? These are things that we're born with. Yes, I do agree. There's a factor, genetic and how you were born. But actually, you can develop yourself to become excellent at almost anything you wish to become excellent at. And this is brain training. Now, brain training is so wide. Okay, I can help you train your brain with NLP, your linguistic programming. I can help you train your brain with just simple exercise and activity I can give you. But also, there's a program that mainly concerned with academic capacity, academic achievement. Okay, which is called the structure of intellect. And this is a program that's not one solution fit all. No, it's not one solution fit all. It's a very, very individualized solution. How? How can it be individualized? Very simple. When you join or when you show interest, you test. But when I say test, it's not like math and science and you have to study. There's no studying. It's just play-based. You like feel you're playing. You gotta tell me like, is this really, are you serious? Is this a test? Like memorizing numbers and figures and trying to see which is different, which is similar. It is fun. It's really very fun, but at the same time, it's doing its magic. How is it doing its magic? It is actually doing those connections in your brain that are essential to improve your cognitive skills that are related to how well or not you interact with what you're learning, you develop your capacity, you achieve results or not. Okay, so you do this test, and after you do this test, I get the results. I can tell you specifically which are your cognitive skills that are weak, which one are actually strong, and which one need more development than others. And actually, I can help you learn what's your learner profile. If you're someone visual, if you're someone kinesthetic, auditory. So, and this helps a lot. The program focuses on your learning style, but also develops the other learning styles. To be an amazing learner, you need to be, you will have your preferred way of learning, but you will benefit from actually also improving your other ways of learning. Because not everything is visual, not everything is auditory, not everything is kinesthetic. There's always a mix of everything. Okay? So, I get the report, I discuss it with you, like with your parents, because we're talking about students between 5 and 20 years of age. And then there's a set of, like a specific program that's designed to enhance the skills that need enhancement, to improve those that need improvement, and to actually strengthen those that are strong. Thank you all for following me. I'm so happy. I'm so appreciative. This is amazing, and thank you for all the hearts. This helps me a lot. Just keep on doing this and really go to the next level. My passion is to serve everyone and to help you achieve your highest potential. So let's continue. Thank you all for joining. Lee, Ifaz, Muhammad, UML, nice nickname, or nice screen name actually. Thank you all for joining. So we're talking about the structure of intellect tonight. Okay? Then, after I get the program, which is an 80-hour program, trust me, now I'm doing a summer program with one of the students. We're doing it daily, and he's 9 years of age, 9 years old, and it's holidays, it's summer holidays, and his father's telling me like every day he's looking forward to the sessions. It's holidays, people, and we're still looking forward to do a session with Lara, Miss Lara, yes, because they're fun, they are activity-packed. It looks like playing, but actually it's developing those very important cognitive skills that will help achieve better. Now, with this program, I'm working with that student on the memory skills, specific target the memory skills, because as a trainer, I was able to identify that student had a weakness in memory, and he would have benefited to focus specifically on the memory skill, since we are in summer and we cannot do the full program, so let's focus on one thing. Another student, she's from the United States of America, and every time I was so over the moon when her mom shared with me and told me like, what have you done with her? I'm not gonna give names, I'm sorry, privacy, but what have you done with her? Now she tells her friend, sorry, I cannot come to play with you because now I have my session with Miss Lara. Yes, it's that interesting, it's that fun to go through, and it's so effective. Her mom cannot get over how confident she has become. You're gonna tell me confidence, how is this related to academic? Stay with me, I'm gonna reach to this. She cannot get over how eloquent she has become, how creative in her what she talks about, and how interested and focused on actually doing those with me. Yes. Now, how can such a program increase your confidence? You might ask. It's structured intellect, cognitive skills, confidence. You don't get it, right? The problem with the learning difficulties, or probably feeling stuck, it's not only for those who have learning difficulties, it's also for those who are aspiring. So the problem with those learning blocks, they hit our confidence. So we feel that we cannot achieve, we feel we're stuck, we feel we cannot learn as much as we would like to, we cannot remember things, and so this shakes our confidence. Now, if a program helps you memorize better, helps you analyze better, helps you achieve better, what happens to the confidence? Shoots sky high, of course. Imagine yourself not having a problem with memory, or being able to do those problem-solving questions. Wow, definitely, like you feel capable, you feel you are able, and so now you are more interested, you are now more daring more going forward to go to those things that initially you thought were unattainable, were not for you, were like beyond. Exactly. That's what it really does. Thank you, Mona, for joining. Thank you, Loops Lab. Nice screen name. Thank you for joining tonight. I'm so excited. I'm sharing all the experience and all the feedback that I've been receiving about the structure of intellect that I'm delivering, and it's really promising. So please connect with me by WhatsApp or by direct message. If you're interested to know more, we can have a half an hour discussion about what is the structure of intellect, how it can help you specifically, okay, how it is for you. And thank you, Jacqueline, for your comment. That's really motivating. And so I missed what. Sometimes I get so excited when I see comments and when I see people interacting, because this for me means that it's hitting home, you know. And because I have this program, and I know I can help you, I know I can make a difference, and you will start feeling stronger, better, more confident, more achieving. This is really my calling. This is my passion. So please, if and when you are ready to do this program for your children between 5 and 20 years of age, if you're more than 20 years of age, I can still help you with exercises, especially related to memory, related to comprehension. If you're someone who struggles with reading, or you feel like you read so many pages and then, what have I read? And you go back, and sometimes you miss those text-based questions. These are skills, trust me. It's not like, oh, I'm doomed, I'm born like this, I cannot achieve, all my years in school I've been like this. Yes, you've been like this because before the research, the knowledge was missing. We didn't know that intelligence or brain ability was related to cognitive skills. Okay? Sorry, in Loops, I didn't understand. Oh, okay, it's related to your brand. Sorry, I didn't. Well, thank you for your love, and thank you for understanding. So you can achieve better. You as if you're an adult, or you as if you're a student, I can help you. Now for the adults, I cannot give you the program because it's meant for until 20 years of age, but I can work with you on exercises that I learned from my training to help you improve your memory, your comprehension, math skills, definitely. And the exercises are so fun. I have fun. Actually, I developed my skills too. I can feel that now I'm more confident that my memory improved. I had some issues with memory. Thank you all for your loves. This is really motivating. So because I'm delivering this program, so sometimes I try to do the exercise with my student, to do the memory exercise, to do the math exercise, to do the creativity exercise. And when I do it, I'm developing my skills too. So if you accept, I am more than ready to give you the program, which is for up to 20 years, if you're more than 20, but you want to develop your skills and you feel you have potential and you want to break through. I can help you. I'm not pretending to be God or pretending to be someone. I'm just someone skilled, someone trained, someone able to help you develop your cognitive skills. For those who don't know what cognitive skills are, the skills to understand, the skill to work with the information you have, the skills to deduce, the skills to do inductive reasoning, the skills to be able to transform what's in your mind, what's in your hand, or what you're receiving into a product, into something, a result that will help you achieve higher and become better. Hamad, thank you for joining. Thank you all for your love, for your heart. Follow me, please. There's always a lot to learn, a lot I share. And from next week, we're going to start a new experience, which is during my lives, we'll be addressing specific questions about mental blocks, emotional blocks, and academic blogs, and I'll be inviting someone to join me and ask their questions so I can answer you and help you further. So stay tuned, follow me so that you always get more and learn firsthand about these lives and about those opportunity to share, to learn, and to ask. So, for the structure of intellect, let's like start concluding. I always promise half an hour. It will always be half an hour. I really appreciate your time, what time you're giving, joining, listening in, and hopefully getting inspired and getting some tips for yourself, which will start becoming more and more starting next week. So for the structure and intellect, for those, if you are an educator and you're asking, it's tightly linked to the curriculum. Tightly linked to the curriculum because the skills are actually mapped to the curriculum. So I have in front of me here the skills one by one. For example, there's a cognitive skills that's called the CMU, which is cognition memory unit, which means what? Being able to memorize single units like letters, how they're formed, letters when they come together, and this helps with the language art. Okay, if I look at another code, for example, MFT, which is memory, which is formation and transformation, and this means you are able to transform, to do spatial transformation, meaning understanding what you're receiving, being able to transform it into a product that you can use. How do you use this? In science, in math, in logic programming. So every single cognitive skill you are working on in the structure of intellect is connected. Okay, that scared me. I'll tell you what this is. So is connected to actually one area of your learning experience. Okay? Thank you all for joining. If you joined late, I'm going to be sharing some highlights. If you are on Facebook, I'll reshare the recording of this live. And so it's always available for you. If you're on TikTok, you can join my Facebook page, which is I Lead. And I Lead stands for Love to Learn, Experience, Achieve, and Develop. That's all what I'm about. And you can watch the replay to have the whole live and the whole experience. Okay? Now, last message, but not least, who is this program for? Because I'm sure you have this question in your mind. This program is for literally everyone. Why? Because it's so individualized. How come it's for everyone? It's for dyslexic, dysgraphic, ADHD and autism, but the lower side of the spectrum, and those who have dyscalculia. But it's also for those who are aspiring, so they don't have any problem, any learning problem, but they want to, achieve that higher level. Like for example, my daughter, I gave her the program, and she became near gifted. She's achieving records at her school, and it's also for the gifted. It helps you direct your giftedness into something that will transform into a specific career, specific talent, specific achievement. Okay, so it is literally for everyone. And for those who missed it, how come it's for everyone? Initially, we run a test that's so fun, you don't feel you're doing a test, and this test will feed us with information about your skills, which is weak, which is strong, which is like midway, halfway, what is your learning style, so that the program that is actually designed will reflect those areas, will reflect your strength, your learning style, and help you develop the other things that are weak. Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining. I love all your hearts that you're so generous to give me. Please follow me for more content, always sharing. Next week we're starting with live experiences. I would be more than happy to invite you in for your questions, and it's going to be a very safe space to discuss. If your question is very personal, I will decline it very politely and ask you to connect on a one-to-one level, because I respect the privacy, I respect everyone's personal life, and this is not a space to feel unsafe. Atlas is not a space to feel that you're targeted. This is a space to grow together. This is a space for you to achieve a higher potential, to break your limitations, to break your fears, to break that wall that's stopping you from reaching the next level. Thank you, Cherries Whipped, for joining. Thank you, Marina. I'm so happy that you're all joining. Probably you arrived late. Please follow me so that you can see the highlights of this live. Connect with me on Facebook on my I Lead page, where you'll find all the recordings of all the lives that I was able to record. There were two or that I wasn't able to. And I look forward to see you next week. Please give me your hearts, give me your love, follow me. This will help me always achieve higher. And if you'd like to give me this, I will be honored. And I'll see you next time, Monday, UK time. I come 7. If you're in Lebanon, it's 9. If you are in Saudi Arabia, I think it's 10. And all over the world, use the UK time as a reference. UK time, 7 p.m. Okay? I was so happy to see you today. Thank you for joining. If you're watching a replay, thank you for watching all the way. And if you have any questions, please direct message me on any of the platform, and all my platforms are linked to my WhatsApp, so you can get in touch directly if you're interested in the program, if you want to learn more, or if you just want some tips. Thank you again for joining. It was a pleasure, and I really look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, and bye-bye.